she's treating and handling Black people like we're pets.
Who the hell told you that whoever you call, what is it, a BIPOC, whatever that means?
Yeah.
But you, number one, that you get to name me, you get to tell me I had the privilege by way of your privilege to speak out. Bitch, I'm an American. I actually raised my hand to stand on the Constitution. I have free speech given to me by
in the last week. They've had Zoom calls for Black women for Kamala, white women for Kamala, Latinas for Kamala. I mean, and the list goes on. And guys, I mean, you may have seen these. They're cringy. I mean, really cringy. White women for Kamala. This is clip number 4.
Ariel Fodor, affectionately known as Mrs. Frazzle to her combined audience of over 1.5 million followers, is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am like shaking to just be among such incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season. This is a really important time, and we all need to use our voices and influence for the greater good. No matter who you are all influencers in some way. So tonight, I'm going to share some do's and don'ts for getting involved in politics online and navigating the toxicity that comes with it. And spoiler alert, as much as the toxicity can come from the outside, it can come from us too. So first, don't isolate yourself. We can do our best work when we're in community together like we are tonight, because the toxic feels smaller when we support each other. But don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on. So do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized, and use the privilege you have in order to push for systemic change. As white people, we have a lot to learn and unlearn. So do check your blind spots. You are responsible for your algorithm, believe it or not.
It pisses me off, really. Who the heck? First of all, who told her this crap? Who told her when Black people are talking, just shut up and listen? Who told her that we wanted to be toxic from the outside? Who told her these things? What Black people are telling these people these things?
It's Black left people, Black leftists, the left, all of the left, white, Black, they are pushing this type of talk, and it should infuriate everyone. Black, white, I mean, it should infuriate. She's treating and handling Black people like we're pets.
First of all, if I was on that call, I would say for her 2 things. One thing, bitch, please. Okay. That's what I would first say. The other things I would say in some way, shape, or form, who the hell told you that whoever you call, what is it, a BIPOC, whatever that means?
Yeah.
But number one, that you get to name me, you get to tell me I had the privilege by way of your privilege to speak out. Bitch, I'm an American. I actually raised my hand to stand on the Constitution. I have free speech given to me by God, not you, bitch. Okay? I don't have to bow down and cater to your so-called privilege that you get some jollies off of parading over me as this BIPOC, whatever you want to call it. I am a woman. God created man and woman. I don't need any other damn titles except for woman, the original. As a matter of fact, I call myself a direct descendant of Eve and the Queen of Sheba. But nevertheless, these people with this fake whatever the pseudo privilege that they think they have, that they get to walk on and laud it over. Bitch, I don't need your permission to speak.
Yeah. Before I get you in on this, Yana, I want you to respond to this next clip. This is them again They call themselves Karens for Kamala. And look how
I can't. I'm done. Bye.
And you know, interesting, white women. I mean, here we are. I have to admit, when I was writing stuff down, I was like, Karens for Kamala? I don't know. You know, why is it so difficult, as Glennon was saying, to acknowledge and address ourselves as white women? But here we are, and I am so proud for all of us to be together as women, as white women. We are the ones that have the privilege, of course, and we too have had to fight and continue to fight for our equality, our selfhood, our freedom. But we have whatever privileges our white male counterparts have had the mercy and good sense to bestow on us. And then whatever else of it we have managed to take for ourselves, often being led by, as many have said earlier tonight, the leadership of our sisters of color who have fought and continue to fight for their righteous place on God's green earth. So I am here tonight embracing myself in your incredible, profound white women midst, because we've got a fucking job to do, y'all. And my life experience shows me that often as women, we have to blow our lives up in order to truly know ourselves, empower ourselves, free ourselves. This is because my life experience tells me the structures of the culture are deeply defined for us, and we must behave within the confines of these structures. Of course, these structures were created by men to benefit them, so oftentimes the only way we can break free from them is by literally blowing them up, which my life experience tells me often looks like bad behavior. But it is, in fact, an act of deep self-love.
What?
What? I need an interpreter.
And this is Kamala's America. Do you understand why this election is so important? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm disgusted. I want to throw up for both of them. Oh, the first one was that one. You know, she's a teacher. That one girl, the first one, yeah.
Love teach girl.
And that's where she talks to everyone like they're kindergartners. And you know, first also, Shelley, you said that if you were there, you would tell her, well, you couldn't be there because you're not white. And Black people, or BIPOC or whatever, they were not invited because you know what? These Marxists, they like segregation. And these people, they segregate Americans into groups and then into racial groups. And they're using this language, we as white people, what the hell? Like, what year is this? What is wrong with these people? It's disgusting. And it's like, it's totally like either reminiscent of, when she talks about the greater good, you know, it's Marxism. That's all I see. And yeah, I'm disgusted. But unfortunately, there's tons of white women like that because they think that they're smart. They think that they're smarter than others and they understand. And that's why it gives them this sense of, I don't know, entitlement. They do have entitlement.
Yeah, it's weird.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, that's the word of the day. Oh, the week. Weird. And it definitely is weird.
Yeah, is this the new normal in America? Is this what Americans want? We're segregated by race within everything. I mean, even for fundraising. I remember back in the day when I was in college and we used to volunteer for different campaigns. It was great. You would have all kinds of people. And the biggest difference was it was the older, younger people were there, you know, different national. We would all get together and you're fighting for a cause that you believe in. But this thing that they're doing, it's just very strange.
But I had to participate in this once. I've been saying that in my job. I mean, we had a white lady boss, and she made us participate in this. And she said the white women have to get together and discuss their privilege and how they can use their privilege to help fight for equity. Like, it's an actual campaign. Like, this has been going on for decades at this point. There's a lady that teaches this. I have to look up her name, but she teaches this whole concept. They teach it at schools, at universities, at job places. This is something that's been disseminated.
Yeah, you're
all
right.
over
Who
America.
does it? Who
This
helps
is the-
to perpetrate it or purport it? Black people, largely Black people, because these Black leftists are the ones who go around talking about everybody's privilege. They want to make the white people, suffer for this elusive privilege that they supposedly have. So then it's like a vicious cycle, because then these loons like these women here really, buy into this crap as a way to placate and show their community, their unity and community. Bull freaking shit.
Yeah.
This is the typical white woman liberal behavior. And I've seen it being in predominantly white volunteer organizations. And it's trickled down to, we got to help the Blacks. We got to help the coloreds, because this is Kamala Harris's voice. We got to help the coloreds, because they're the ones who are marginal in these marginalized communities who need our help, because we're the white women and we have the privilege and we're better than them. And I hope they know that we're better than them. So we have to help them.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's not the help that I want.
Infuriating. It's insulting.
It's
insulting. It's not just about Kamala's policies that are bad. Her ideology is bad. But this idea of this privilege and this idea of this, separation of the races and things like that, and their savior mentality, whites are the saviors, Blacks are the victims, it ends up having a very bad result on us. And I want to give a quick example. So I have a friend, and we're pretty good friends, and she's white, and our kids are friends as well. And so we were talking one day about colleges. And so her son is 1 year older than mine. And she was talking, we were saying, yeah, well, I'm nervous about him getting into college. I don't know where he's gonna go. We're both talking about that. And she said to me, your son won't have any issues. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And I said, well, yeah, I said he does well in school, but I'm still, worried. I want him to, get into a good school. And she said, oh yeah, but he's Black. And the way things are going now, with these, privilege and things like that. She was saying the whole society is geared towards Black people now, and he will have an easier way due to that. And I was so upset.
You should have said something.
Well, you're right. I should have. But I did say, I mentioned to her, I was like, well, my son, he goes to one of the best schools probably in the state. He's an A honor roll student. He's an athlete. So that's why he shouldn't have a problem getting into college. Not because of his skin, but when you look at that video we just saw, you can kind of see how these people are now starting to believe that.
This is nothing but a rewrite of affirmative action, reparations, if you want to call it that. What you should have said was, bitch, please. That's what you should have said.
I mean, I understand.
Please would have sufficed.
I get a lot of white liberal women who come to me and try to give me that same thing. Like, oh no, I grew up in, my father wasn't in the home either, so I can relate to Black people because my father wasn't in the home, or I grew up poor. And I'm like, my father was, I know my daddy. I didn't grow up poor, I can't relate to what your struggle. So don't try to relate to me as a Black person thinking that we got the same story. If you were poor, you were just poor. That got nothing to do with me being Black.
Yeah.
Black people have to put these people in their place too. Don't let them do this to us. We have to tell them, look, I'm not a slave.
Well, you have a lot of Black people pushing the opposite. I'm gonna.
I get you. It's up for us to correct them, starting with "bitch, please."
Right. I want.